Hello friends, today again I am before you to discuss the case study which I gave yesterday and try to figure out what can be the model answer for that case study. So now let us see what was the case study and how we can start a model answer for this. Now the case study reads like an EV startup disposes batteries illegally in rural ponds. They claim lack of guidelines. What regulatory and ethical actions do you take? So basically, this is the case study. I keep on telling, even though I'm writing here only 2 lines for a case study, but this case study or these kind of case studies can be elaborated in half a page. And usually in question paper, the half a page case study will come, but the thrust of this whole thing will be this only. So accordingly, we can try to answer. Now, this is a environmental case study again. So here we have to quote various kind of environmental provisions and particularly e-waste disposal provisions also. And then we have to take action against this as per those provisions and also recommend what preventive actions can be taken. We also need to quote a few ethical theories and ethical thinkers' viewpoints to in support of our argument. So now let us see what will be the model answer. Now, first, just briefly, after giving one very engaging sentence, describe what is the scenario and what I am going to take action. Briefly, some indication of action can be taken, and after that, the steps which have been taken as far as different steps needs to be taken, that will be enumerated. So now let us start. Green technology without ethical responsibility becomes a toxic delusion. Now, this is a very engaging sentence, and this itself shows what action we are going to take against that EV or startup, EV startup. So, during an environmental inspection, I discovered that an EV startup has illegally dumping used lithium batteries in rural ponds. The company defends its action citing lack of clear guidelines. However, this claim masks gross negligence. So this is very important. As a responsible officer, I must act decisively, guided by legal mandates and ethical principles. So now here both will apply. On the one hand, laws will apply. There are different kinds of laws, which also will try to see and quote. And then ethical principles also will apply. So for both, I mean, cumulatively, we have to, step by step, we have to describe what steps we will take. First is ethical duty to prevent harm. This is very important because this kind of pollution will lead to a lot of damage to human population. So drawing from Immanuel Kant's deontological ethics, so here it has been, an ethical theory has been quoted, which is duty-based ethics basically. Knowingly causing harm or failing to prevent it is morally impermissible. So dumping batteries containing lead, nickel, cadmium, and lithium contaminates ecosystems and violates environmental justice. So it's violation of environmental ethics also, environmental justice also under, and then under Article 21 also, 21 of the Constitution, right to life, that is the Article 21. I am duty bound to protect public health and environment because Supreme Court has interpreted that public health or health of the citizens which is spoiled through environment or degradation of environment also is included in Article 21. So here we are quoting Indian Constitution, then environmental ethics, and also deontological ethics of Immanuel Kant. Now, what legal measures or regulatory measures is needed? The action contravenes the e-waste management rules. This is one. Then hazardous waste management rules. This is another. And then Environment Protection Act 1986. This is third. So my immediate steps would be, because all this is related to pollution. So it is basically supervised in a state by State Pollution Control Board and central by Central Pollution Control Board. So they supervise these acts. So accordingly, we need to mention that. So reporting this the violation to the State Pollution Control Board, because they are the custodian of these 3 acts and rules. Imposing penalties under Section 15 of Environment Act, Section 15 prescribes for the penalties which can be imposed. Then ordering cleanup under the polluter pays principle. Now, polluter pays principle is simple, that whosoever factory or company or individual has polluted something, they have to pay for the cleaning of the pollution or restoring the environment. Again, they have to pay. So, polluter pays principle and coordinating with CPCB certified recycler. CPCB, Central Pollution Control Board, they have certified a number of recyclers, e-recyclers, and so it can be coordinated with them. And they will take the batteries and they will try to recycle after processing and other things. Now, let us see what are the recommendations which we are going to give. Policy reform and institutional corrective. Now, this exposes gaps in end-of-life battery management because this whole case study is for that. So I will recommend expedited formulation of EV specific extended producer responsibility. So because if the company was quoting lack of rules is the reason, so I will recommend like that. And this will be done under Ministry of Environment and Forest and Ministry of Heavy Industries. So two ministries of central government will be involved, and then they will try to figure out EV specific extended producer responsibility. So that will be formulated, that will be recommended. Then second is integration with the battery waste management rules. So this again another recommendation. Third recommendation is mandating real-time digital tracking of battery disposal. Now this also can be done because batteries can be known who has purchased, where he is disposing. So, and again, whether it has been sold to recycler or not. So all those things can be monitored. So real-time digital tracking of battery disposal and third-party environment audits. This is another suggestion. So all these suggestions and recommendations can be given to improve the situation in future, so that in future this kind of problem does not occur. Now, in conclusion, as Paul Appleby, another thinker we are quoting, emphasized, public administration is inherently ethical. Sustainable innovation cannot exist without regulatory foresight and moral accountability. Progress must never come at the cost of planetary integrity. So this is again important. So this completes the model answer in about 250 words of this case study. Tomorrow we'll be taking up one theoretical question. Now let us see what is the question which we'll be taking tomorrow. In what ways does emotional intelligence promote responsiveness and citizen-centric governance? In what ways does emotional intelligence promote responsiveness and citizen-centric governance? Illustrate. So this question we will be taking up tomorrow. Now you may be seeing last 3-4 questions are from chapter of emotional intelligence. So I'm going actually chapter wise. So in due course, all chapters will be covered. So at this point of time, we are taking questions from emotional intelligence chapter. So accordingly, last 2-3 questions and maybe 1 or 2 more questions will be from emotional intelligence. As I told earlier also, by end of October, I would have discussed about 100 case studies of different nature, different complexion, different complexity, and about 100 theoretical questions also. I am sure this is going to benefit all the viewers, and particularly who are giving the civil services mains exam this year. I once again request you, if you want me to take any other question or any other case study from your side, that also you can suggest in my comments box. I will definitely try to take and address in coming days. So that's what I want to request you. Now, thanks a lot for watching today's video. Tomorrow we'll meet with the model answer for this emotional intelligence question which I have discussed just now. Now, thanks a lot for watching. We'll meet tomorrow again. Thank you.